Lorraine here. I'm here to show you how to make these gorgeous little guys. These were so much fun. I'm going to try and turn this very carefully. It's a balancing act for sure. I saw these on TikTok by a crafty lady named Mrs. Crafts a Lot. So check her out. She did these and I had to try them. So she is the reason I was inspired to do this. And once again, that is Mrs. Crafts a Lot on TikTok. I believe she's got YouTube too, but I haven't checked that out. So anyway, several people have asked me to show them how I did these. So here's the way I did them. Let's go over your supplies first. I got most of these things at the dollar store. So you will need moss, butterfly wings, these little skeletons, 2 forks, which are still together, but yeah, there's 2 forks here, and then several little flowers of different colors. So these ones were ones I had left over from something else I'd done. So I just have those, but these are the newer ones I bought. You just need small ones though. And then a little bag of stones. You don't need these, but I found it very helpful to help with the balancing because my last one got very top heavy and these things saved my life. And then you need the cups and saucers. These I acquired from Goodwill. And they're actually very pretty, aren't they? And I got 2 sets just in case something happened. The previous one I did was a round cup like this, and it worked really well. This is a different style. It's a little bit more boxy, but it's still round. I mean, it's just a little bit boxy. So I may go for this one this time. And then you'll need scissors, of course, some hot glue, and then Gorilla Glue is what I used. I'm sure E6000 works very well too. Also note that it takes me a little bit longer to do this because I allow the full 24 hours full cure before I do the next step. I'm sure I don't have to wait that long, but I prefer to because initially I tried it all with hot glue and that was, it didn't work. Let's just put it that way. It worked for an hour or 2 and then everything fell apart. So if anyone here is going to try and do it quicker and say like after 2 or 4 hours, do the next step, let me know how it works out for you. I'm curious, but not curious enough to do it myself. So this will take me a few days to do and I will do it in steps for you. Enjoy. Okay, so your first step is going to be to get your forks situated. They're going to be glued in the center like this. However, this one's going to be bent backwards and this one's going to be bent forwards. It's not that difficult to do. I did a couple, but I did break one. So ever since I broke one, I'm a little bit nervous about doing it. But yeah, so you just bend one back, one forward, and then we'll glue them. That's the first step I'll do today. And I'll also probably put these guys' wings on because the 2 don't really matter. So I can put their wings on today too. And then we'll just wait. So you see that will be glued like that onto here. now I'm going to glue them here. All right, let's glue them. I'm using quite a bit of glue. Okay. And I'm going to clamp them. I don't know if these clamps are going to be great. I may need like real clamps, not these little craft clamps. But we'll see. All right, so I adjusted the clamps so I can put it down. And there it'll sit for 24 hours. I have it. So your first step is to cut these little things off. The tops of their heads. Okay, good deal. Now we'll get ready to glue their wings on. Okay. I have the wings here. So these wings are easy. Okay, I'll do color variations. All right. And pull these little pink things off. Let's see. We separate them. Sometimes the pink comes off easily, sometimes it doesn't. I really wish that they didn't. I mean, I understand why they're there a bit. Now, this is another difference, is Mrs. Crofts-A-Lot cut this part and cut that part and then glued them onto the back, like each wing. I may try that with one. I didn't with those. I just went ahead and used this. But what I did is I double folded, so I did it this way. I cut the antennas off and then I glued two so that it was on both sides. All right, so I'm just prepping these real quick. Okay, so these guys are ready. Let me try one the way she did it, just to do that. I still think I would like there to be on either side. So let me see if this works. So she cut this part off. And this part. And then she stuck them on either side of the spine, like that. Let's see. And maybe hot glue is better to do that with, since it's just on his little spine. There we go. Whoa. Do the other side. Okay. Ooey gooey mess. Okay. Cute. So I think, I mean, this is fine, but I'll show you something and then you can decide. I'll just go ahead and finish this up. Do the same thing on this side. Yeah, it's kind of cool that the spine is sticking out there. But it seems a bit flat. Well, no, I mean, this gives it a little bit of movement. So he can sit. Now I'm going to do it the way I did the other ones. Okay, so the way I did this was to use this hot glue along the spine and making sure it was, you know, quite a bit of glue there. And then taking, I forgot to cut off the little antenna. So cut off the antenna and then bend that, glue that to there. Hot glue doesn't take that long to set in. So I can do this little guy as well. Cut off the antenna. And put that there. So by now, this one is good to go. So I can go ahead and take the purple. And this is where the sponge is a bit of a problem. If you wanted to look really, really cool. But bend it. Okay. And then hot glue here. Let him set in. Do this little guy. So for the wings, hot glue works fine. I did one with Gorilla Glue. The problem with the Gorilla Glue is you have to clamp it, and it's a little bit challenging with these wings. You need better clamps than craft clamps to do that. I didn't really have a problem with the last one with the hot glue coming off of this part. For this part, it was fine. And then here's the difference. You can decide what you like better. Here's the one done by just cutting the wings. So it's a little bit flatter than these. So it does, because you can't really bend this. Whereas these you can bend a bit. You can try, but it'll probably just pop off. So it depends on what aesthetic you're looking for. If you're gonna lie it against something flat, then this may be the way to go. for the teacup thing. I don't know, this may be the way to go. That's personal preference, and you can decide. So now we wait for 24 hours while the forks cure, and then we'll do the next step tomorrow. Hey guys, real quick. I had these lying like that, and the glue was seeping through, but I found if I just stand them like that, that's fine. They will balance. Once again, balancing act. So that's, I think, will work better to get it set properly. So there you go. Okay, so it's been 7 hours. I couldn't wait the 24. And this seems pretty good. I mean, I'm not going to try and pry it apart. So I figured I could at least do the next portion would be which is to glue the one fork to the saucer and then do the rest tomorrow. These guys are doing great. They can just go and hang out down here a bit. Whoops. And I have a mess. All right. So basically it's going to be like that. And then I was playing with different teacups, and I think that this one is the one I'm going to use. I don't know. I'm still trying to decide. You know, you can't really see it very well from that angle. Let's see if I can flip it around. It wasn't even glued. Okay, so that would get glued like that. And then this guy would sit in there like that. Or if I did the round one, there's less space like to glue it properly with this one because the prongs of the fork are so much longer. But anyway, we'll see. But first things first, I need to glue this. And the clamps that I have won't work to clamp the middle. It's too deep. So I decided I'm going to go and get the white stones and I'll weight them down, because even if some of the white stones get stuck on here, it's not a problem because I'll be putting some in there anyway. So let's try this. Okay. I'm going to use quite a bit of glue. Because I have had it fall apart on me. Let me get it on all the... And then even in these prongs here, like all the way here. Okay, saucer full of glue almost. Well, not quite that much glue, but yeah. Okay. And I'm going to weight them down with the stones. There it goes. I want to put some stones at the back here to stabilize it so it doesn't fall over. Just to kind of push it that way. But then like that. So now we can let this sit for a few hours. Hopefully by tomorrow morning, it's evening now, I can glue the other part, and then we'll be well on our way to our creation. Okay, good morning. Here we are. And this is pretty set, so I'm gonna remove as many of these as I can. I don't need them. And you'll see, I'll keep some in here for just weight for when I do the cup, which is the next step, is to glue the cup onto here. Okay. I'm going to do a lot of glue because I don't want this to fall and break. And so, I mean, you can see there's like a whole big puddle of glue in here. Generally, I'm a less is more person, but when it comes to this, not so much. And to find that balance of where to clamp is also quite tricky. I raised this up because of the clamp. I was having some problems. So let's see. Hopefully that'll help. And also turning it to face me so I can actually see what I'm doing. Okay. And then now I can try and put the clamp in. So hindsight's 20/20. I probably should have done this part first before the bottom. You know, every single time I do something like this, I learn something. Okay, that's holding. I'm going to get another clamp to stabilize the other side. I'm going to go do that, so hold on a second. Okay, I think I've decided I don't need another one, but what I will do is use some hot glue to kind of reinforce for now because it sets quicker certain areas inside there. Just so that it's a little bit more stable. And now this can just sit. And hopefully not come apart. We'll see in a few hours. All right, so it's been about 3-4 hours or so. I'm not ready to release the clamp yet, but I figured while we're waiting, I could at least get the moss adhered to this part where the two forks join. So that's what we're gonna do. And that's just hot glue and then the moss from the dollar store. So we'll get those adhered, not into the actual cup yet, but from here down. So here we go. Okay, hot glue is about ready. I'll start up here. I mean, like whenever you use hot glue, obviously this is a little bit, you want to work pretty quickly because it starts to set up pretty quick. So I'll start here, adhere some. I mean, you don't need a whole lot. At this point, I'm just worried I'm going to knock it over since it's still balancing on top of a paint can. Okay, I'm going to just hold it. And you just keep doing this all the way down. Okay, all the way down. Okay, so as you can see, the moss is all on that side. I was going to do the underside here. I'm just going to get it correct. So I'll be repeating the process on the underside. I know you can't see it very well. There's no real good way for me to videotape that simply because of the clamp, but it's the exact same process as the front. So we'll see how this goes. And there we have it. What I will do now is just go around and neaten it up. These little stringy pieces. Like the ones hanging, I think are cool because it'll just look more authentic that way because it looks like it's just hanging there. But I'll go and look for any gaps and add some moss, like up here. There's a little bit of a gap there. It gets a bit tricky in that the glue sticks to everything. But at least it's easy, like you can peel it off. It's not a big deal. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. I mean, it's coming along quite nicely, I must say. I'm enjoying this one. And our next step will be to add more moss inside, decorations, and the skeletons. So we're almost there. Thanks for hanging in there. Okay, so this is done. I'm gonna just remove this clamp. Yep. And voila. I'm gonna take this down. So that's what we have. Some pieces here. All right, the first skeleton, I think I'm going to do what I thought, which is over here. And instead of having his legs straight, let's see if I can move that. I was going to bend them. So I will work on him first. So I'll move this out of the way so that you can see what I'm doing. So I'm basically going to just take scissors and cut his leg. Okay. Then I take hot glue. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do both at the same time. It'd be easier. Whoops. Don't fly away, skelly leg. All right. Now, we get hot glue, a little blobble of it. And let's see, his leg would be. And then I hold it in place. Letting it cool. I'm going to put some more in there, kind of like stabilize it. I mean, I know it makes him look like he's got knock knees, but that's fine. Whoops. Now the other leg, I'm not going to do quite at the same angle, just for interest. It's just not going to be the same angle. So I'm just going to blob of blue. So it's going to be like not quite a severe angle. So it's more like that. And then I'll put some glue at the front of the knee too. I need another glue stick. Of course I do. Whoa, there it is. All right. Just stabilize that. So his little legs are done. I'll let that cool. And I want to figure out how to hold his hands. Once I get him placed on there, I'm going to look at the hands. I already know that I want at least one bend. So what I may do is just go ahead and do one of them. Same thing. Hold on. Wow, that's a lot harder to cut than the leg was. Okay. Then bring his hand in. What does he have on him? Oh, he's got a piece of wing on his... So, I mean, not that it matters, but to me it does. I made sure that I had the thumb on the right side because you could mess that up. But, I mean, I don't know if anyone's really paying that much attention, but it's something that would bother me. Okay, so his little hand is like that. Oh, my goodness. Why does his arm not want to stick? There we go. I may have to reinforce this with a little bit more of this glue. This hot glue on the side here. Okay. So that hand is like that. And then I think I may have this one, like his arm going up. I think that could be cool. Oh, well, that didn't work, did it? Jeez. Okay. I need thinner scissors is what I need. Wow. Okay. This is really hard plastic right here. Okay. Come on, skelly arm. Let's go. Now, of course, you know, these things, like if you don't want them to break, they'll break. All right. So his arm is going to come up. Hold on, I'm just going to get his legs out of the way. And I'm going to go ahead and do his little elbow too. I'm going to create a little bend here since I have the arm broken off. So I'm going to do this at more of an angle. So it will be, come on, moss, no moss, like that. Much more of an angle. hold it. And I mean, you can do whatever you want with their little arms and little legs and stuff. Just whatever you think will look good. But I mean, it's not difficult. It's just a little bit of a pain. Versus leaving them straight. But I figured that this, lends interest to it. So he's kind of got one hand up and the other hand out. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, a tricep thing? I don't know. The good thing is since this is hot glue, I can easily change that if I wanted to. But I kind of like the silliness of it, really. Okay. So this guy is ready to be placed. Look, I've got glue on his little perch here. And you can use, okay, I'm going to move this back in so you can see. You can use hot glue, but I don't know. I think I use both actually, because the hot glue will keep it there initially, and then I reinforce it with the Gorilla Glue and a clamp if need be. Some of those skeletons on the other one, I didn't use anything except hot glue. And then I think one of them I had to use Gorilla Glue because it just didn't want to stick. So we'll see how this guy does. I think he'll be fine though, because his spine is pressed up against the finger holder of the cup. Okay. And his little legs are just, as you can see, they're bent. And that one's a little bit straighter, just because I think it's more fun than having them sitting straight forward. So that little guy's done. He's cute. All right, so then the next one is going to be the one that's flying, so to speak, in over here. So because his arms don't bend forward at all, I'm going to have to break both arms off. On the previous one, I flipped them so that he was holding, because he's holding on. So I'll do the same thing with this, and then his legs in a certain way. So he will be the next one. Okay, so you will notice with this guy, I had to actually glue him and clamp him in place because he wouldn't have stayed otherwise. So I used Gorilla Glue as well as the clamps. Okay, so while we're waiting for this guy to be ready, we can actually go ahead and adorn, this with some flowers. Here we have them, a skeleton tea party. And you can see I added a little key to the one's hand, just for fun.